everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nora Elmi, aka Ambitious Girly on Instagram. Today's video is going to be something that I'm so excited to share with you guys in full-on detail because I still can't believe that it actually happened. Let me just say, I did write down everything that I'm going to speak about today because I really want to make sure that I cover everything. I don't want to fall off track for you guys, and I don't want to make a super long-winded video. So about 4 years ago, your girl, this one right here, traveled to Europe for a whole 3 months. Let me just give you all some background here, okay? I am just like you. I think I spent years and years and years literally on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat or whatever it was out back in the day, just like creeping people's life and being like, oh, look at Bobby over here, you know, living his best life traveling. Oh, look at Samantha over here living her best life and traveling. Like, I just never thought like to travel at such a caliber was even possible in my own life. I would spend so much time on social media like looking at other people living their best lives and thinking to myself, oh, they're so lucky, but I'm not as privileged as them. I don't have as much money as them. I don't have as much time. You know, I'm not lucky like them, so that stuff's not gonna happen for me. So I just like kind of literally didn't even think about it because I'm like, that's just not even possible. However, when I was 21, I believe I was like in my second year of college, and I landed a really good job. Not an amazing job. Again, at the end of the day, I'm a community worker, so you do the math. But I was making a decent amount of money, and I just felt like, you know, other than paying for school and my day-to-day needs, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just start saving money because why not? You know, I'm making a decent amount of money. I'm working full-time. I'm still a student, but I'm out here grinding, so I'm gonna really put my money away. And as soon as my money started to pile up, I just made this decision. I was like, yo, I'm gonna travel. I don't care with who, I don't care how, I'm literally gonna travel. At the end of the day, I can make the decision that I want, and I could really go if I choose to, and that's exactly what I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about the trip, how you guys can do it too, and just give you some really quick tips and tricks on how you can travel across Europe. So essentially, the first thing I did was just decided. So that's the number one thing that you guys are gonna have to do. You're gonna have to decide, then you're gonna have to commit to your decision, and then you're gonna have to believe that you can actually do this. Because guess what, honey? You will literally never have enough money or enough time or a combination of time and money to go on the trips that you want to go on. There will always be something. Your mom might always need help. Your dad might always need assistance. Your siblings might always need support. Your bills might always need to get paid. Your family may always need to get fed. But when are you gonna live for you? If your time is not now, honey, when is it? So honestly, the first step that I could really say, and everything else is literally irrelevant if this step does not get applied. It's simply deciding and then committing and then believing and then going for it, honey. So the second thing I'm going to say to you guys is honestly ignore the negative energy. People have fears. Your parents have fears. Your friends have fears. Your siblings have fears. Your loved ones have fears for you because they love you and they don't want you to necessarily get hurt or something bad happen to you or get lost, whatever they want to call it. So essentially what's gonna happen is people are literally gonna project their fears on you. You know, if you go by yourself, you're gonna die. You know, if you go by yourself, something bad's gonna happen to you. You know, you're gonna get lost. People out there are crazy. You're a woman, you're a female, you're a Muslim girl. How are you gonna do this all by yourself with no help? Trust me, you're gonna hear everything. I remember one time my mom was like, if you go, you're gonna die. Out of nowhere. And I was like, oh yeah, if I die, God forbid, it was my time. And after that she was like, yo, I really can't with you, best of luck. So the third thing I really want to touch on is simply once you decide and you believe that you can do it, okay, and you literally have ignored all the bullshit, I just want to say it's really important to go ahead and book your round trip ticket or your one-way ticket, whatever the case may be for you. Just book your ticket. So save enough money to just literally book your ticket in advance, okay? And give yourself at least a couple months. So what you're gonna do here is you're really gonna actually apply pressure on yourself. And once you book your ticket, at that moment in time, it is a commitment. You have literally sealed the deal, and all you now have to do is save up some money to pay for your expenses along the way. But once you literally book your ticket, there's no going back. I mean, there is going back, but who's trying to go back? There's literally no going back from this decision, because guess what, honey? You committed, you bought your ticket, and it's actually gonna happen now. So that's the third thing that I would do. Now that you booked your ticket, okay, and you know how long you want to go for, or you kind of know how long you want to go for, really do your research. So the number one thing I would say is start at your starting destination. Think about where you want to go and where you want to go after that, and where you want to go after that even, and ask yourself, okay, how much is it going to cost for me to go from like London to Paris, or how much is it going to cost for me to go to Paris, to the south of France? And you know, figure out all your transportation costs. Once you figure out all your transportation costs, you can also go on Google and find out how much accommodations are going to be for each place, depending on how long you want to stay there. So accommodation is a whole nother thing that I'll talk about maybe next, but essentially figure out how much you need for your transportation, for your accommodation, and give yourself a daily budget of food that's reasonable for you, depending on how you eat and the things that you like to do. In terms of accommodation, which I guess will be the fifth thing that I'll talk about now, is there's this big debate about, are hostels safe? Should you stay at a hostel? Aren't hotels much safer and cleaner and better to stay at? I'm here to literally debunk this myth, okay? Hostels are not only clean and safe and beautiful, but they have so much more rich culture, and you're gonna have like the most incredible experience. So what it is that hostels are actually a great place to go, because not only do they provide you, most of them, free breakfast, you get a nice clean bed, but you also get to meet amazing people who are also traveling just like you, who are so open to just exploring the city, going out to eat, going to festivals, going to restaurants, going to shows, and just all this great stuff. And also, hostels actually prepare daily activities, evening activities, weekend activities, in-house activities, so there's constantly something to do. And if all else fails, hostels are super cheap compared to hotels. All you gotta do is go on a really reputable site, something like hostelworld.com, and make sure that you look at the recommendations, make sure you look at the ratings, make sure you look at the reviews, and once you get a check, honey, book it. So hostels are amazing. We personally stayed at a hotel in Paris for 2 days. After 2 days, me and my girl were like, nah, we have to cut. This is not gonna work for us. So the sixth thing is kind of like, how do you know where to go? So in my case, we basically just decided from one place, okay, we kind of want to go here now. So it wasn't really planned in stone, but every time we were in a city, we just made sure like 3 or 2 days before our next departure, or we knew we had to check out of this hostel, we then went ahead and booked our next trip to where we need to go. So essentially there's two types of people when you go on these kind of trips. If you are a planner, that means you're gonna have to go ahead, plan your entire trip from your residential area, so wherever you live. So before you even go on this trip, you can like literally sit down at home, plan exactly where you want to go, how long you want to go there, how you're gonna get from point A to point B, where you're gonna stay, and have everything booked and confirmed and ready to go and printed. Like, have all your itineraries before you leave. Great. If that's you, honey, good. Round of applause. In my case, I'm kind of more adventurous, and I feel like booking things in stone would kind of not leave enough room for like creativity or leeway or just new experiences. So what we did actually was we booked our round trip, so we knew that we had to leave from this place and come back to this place, but everywhere else we kind of like booked it as we went. And the really great part is when you're in hostels, people will give you all types of suggestions. So we went from one place to the next and we had no idea where we're actually gonna go, but we just kind of followed the flow, and it was amazing. So that's really all I have to say. So again, make sure that you decide that you're gonna go and simply commit. really ignore all the negative shit people have to say and all the fears that they're trying to project on you, because guess what, you're gonna have the best experience when you literally go. Third thing is, once you decided to ignore everything, go ahead and book it to add a little pressure to your personal life so that you can go ahead and start saving for this trip that you always wanted to go on. The fourth thing is, at any point before or after you book your ticket, please make sure that you budget, be realistic. And in my case, I think the entire trip I spent like about 4,500 Canadian, and I think I could have actually done it at a little bit less, or maybe it was at 4,000. I don't know, anywhere from 4,000 to 4,500 for 3 months. And this is like, we went on excursions, we did a lot, to be honest. So you don't necessarily have to do everything as long as you do what you gotta do for you. Hostels are completely safe. Please do not listen to anybody who tells you that, you know, they think that you're gonna die at a hostel. Honestly, do your research, look at the reviews, look at the recommendations, and look at, you know, the comments and everything, and yeah, go from there. And lastly, either plan as you go, plan from your bed before you leave, but all you gotta do is literally go. Just go, because guess what, you'll never be younger, you'll never have more time, and you'll never really have more money, because there will be always something in your life that's gonna block this experience. So you know what, you gotta go. You pack your bags right now. You can do it, guys. And the really cool part is, and I kind of want to end it at this actually, is once you start traveling and you really get that amazing experience, you can't stop. You're not gonna stop. I want to go into more detail of like actual experiences and where I went. So if you want to hear about that, let me know and I could definitely make a video about that. But today's just really the how-to, because I think it's important that you guys all travel. Alright y'all, I hope that helped. Like, subscribe, comment down below on what kind of videos you guys want to see, and stay tuned for more videos. Take care.